Okay, so hello everyone. I am doing an update, an impromptu update. I have these charts already for next week's astrology, but I thought, well, let's go over last week's and we'll move into the full moon as well. And I'm also going to use some tarot because I want to just check in and see how we're going to do in the election. Okay, so with this chart, so this is, and I'm doing this reading on October 24th, on Monday. And so bottom line is, this is happening tomorrow, but check out the time, Pacific time, 3:49 a.m. So of course that's 6:49 a.m. Eastern time, but with the new moon, so remember, new moons are about setting intentions. We have a lot of early voting going on. We are putting our intentions out there. And the orb is tight. When it comes to a new moon or a full moon on an eclipse, we only go with a 2-degree orb in our personal charts. But we can read the energy, no matter what degrees. So just remember, here's an important piece right here. This the South Node is the past. This is where we have been for eons. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? I mean, there's a whole sorrow cycle within eclipses that you can check. If you're an astrologer, you can check and see where this lined up in your personal chart. But I've already done this reading for, in my weekly astrological readings for pretty much personal, but I can never keep the political out of my brain. I just can't. This is going to, with this video, I want to just focus in on the election. So think in terms of voting. Think in terms of feminine. So this Scorpio new moon, which is an intention coming in, is ruled by, so it's Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto and Mars. Pluto transforms, it makes big changes, it reveals the darkness of power structures, and it works to break them down and clear them out. Mars, like Pluto's little brother, comes in and helps bring in that energy. Now, of course, Pluto, it used to be Mars ruling Scorpio because we hadn't discovered Pluto yet, but it was still there. So I went ahead and put both here to remind you. And yes, it's square Pluto. So it's kind of like, we could say we have, in the tarot, we could put the Judgment card here. And there's a challenge and a fight between the devil. We could put the Devil card here because it's ruled by Saturn. Right? So that's what's on the table with this new moon partial solar eclipse. Now, you can see that the only thing that's that I want to really focus in on, well, you can see a lot here looking at this chart, but things are going to be changing rapidly over this next week, which is why I wanted to do this update and not make you wait so long. So anyway, when it comes to Scorpionic energy, we are trying to figure out who we can trust. It's intense. We are working with the need to go deep and get to the truth. We're working with crisis sometimes. We're working with secrets sometimes. But we're most of all, with this election, working with the fear of betrayal. So I don't think that a lot of women are going to be betraying themselves. And my common sense tells me that there's this, like undercurrent of, we'll see who's ruling the roost here, I mean, just imagine, right? So when we're in the realm of Pluto, things are coming up to light. Things are, it can be humbling as things are coming up, because maybe we didn't know that we had that much rage underneath, and we're thinking like, oh God, do I even let that out? Do I really tell them what I think? Well, we may be doing it at the voting booth or in our mail-in ballots. Although I'm not taking a chance on mailing mine in, I'm dropping it off. Absolutely. So Pluto also purges and eliminates things that is in the way of what? Well, you might ask what? Well, what's the polar opposite of Scorpio? And it's Taurus. And what is Taurus all about? And we're headed, this is the future. So this is the South Node's the past. This is where we've been. We could recycle it over and over and over and over again until we get to the truth. But no matter what, we're all headed in this direction because the North Node is in Taurus. And of course, the nodes change every 18 and a half years, 19 years in there, somewhere in there. So, and we have these eclipses, every 18 and a half months or so. So, or actually I'm sorry, what am I saying? In your chart, they'll be in the same houses every 18 and a half months or so. But anyway, bottom line is about 2 or 3 times a year we'll have an eclipse. And you can track it as to which houses, and the houses will be what areas of your life you're affected. But if I stick just with the election, Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So here's where we're all headed. And Venus in Taurus is about safety. Now, Venus, you could say, is the feminine. Venus, bottom line, helps us get into touch with what we really value. It helps us to compare. And what do we compare against? Well, what happened in the past? Roe v. Wade was overturned in June. Do we want to go back? Do we want to take all of human reproductive rights back 50 years? I don't think so. So the direction we're heading is to break up. Now, what does Uranus want to break up? Well, anything that keeps us from being free. It splits things apart. It reverses the energy. So you could see what happened. I mean, any astrologer could look and say, oh yeah, well, reversing Roe v. Wade certainly makes sense because Scorpio is all about reproduction. Pluto, giving birth. Scorpio, reproductive rights, rebirth. You could put midwives in there. You could put healthcare providers when it comes to, so OBGYN basically. All of those things are on the table, as well as identifying how we want to live, right? So we're talking self-preservation with Taurus. We're talking, women's safety, but also the family's safety because it's money and values here, money here. Money that is shared resources here. So these eclipses, this eclipse season is ruled between Venus and Pluto, or you could say Venus and Mars. But I happen to know a lot of men who are very supportive of women's rights, and they know the tables can be turned on them, and so why would they want to? And nobody in their right mind wants to control someone else's health care decisions. We do not need the church and state in our bodies. Just no. That violates all cosmic spiritual law that, Neptune is here holding space for. So anyway, so this is just a review of what is the new intention and where we're headed starting tomorrow. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to this in the USA Constitution's chart. So you can see that as of tomorrow, well, it's already there actually. Venus in the 9th house is courts of law. The 9th house is courts of law. right? So this new moon solar eclipse is in the 8th and 9th house. So this is very, very, very powerful for the USA Constitution. And what do we have up at the midheaven? So the midheaven has to do with how we participate with, with the public, right? And the IC is where we're rooted in. So Taurus is self-preservation, like I said. Again, put Venus here and put Pluto up here. Self-preservation with other people's resources. And then we do have the, the reproductive rights right there, even though back in 1787, I bet they weren't thinking of that. And we have Aquarius on our ascendant, which is all about, freedom, thinking outside the box. It rules humanity. And of course, we're approaching a Saturn return for, I don't know, at the 8th, 9th time, somewhere in there. I'm doing math right now. And it's already crossed over Pluto. So we are bringing in some new laws to support, and it's, squaring. This Saturn up here is squaring these nodes here, right? And again, remember, past and future. And what's at the future? Uranus. New laws that protect women and the family, self-preservation, all human rights. We're talking LGBTQ, we're talking everything, human rights, HIPAA laws, all of that. It's right there. Okay, so this is what's happening tomorrow. Now let's look at the full moon, because the full moon will be a culmination of this, and this is happening right during an election, right? Okay, so let's go to the full moon total lunar eclipse. Okay. Just to look at the chart first, and then I'll show you the next chart I have over here is in the USA Constitution's chart. So again, with this chart, you can really see the difference here between, the polarities are just right there. So again, Pluto's up here in the 8th house of our shared resources, if you look at it in the natural zodiac. And then the full moon, because the moon is always opposite the sun when it's a full moon. That's how the moon reflects off of the sun. But again, you can see these really tight orbs, where before in our, let me grab this chart again. In our new moon chart, look at the difference here, 2 degrees to 13 degrees. That's too far of an orb to be considered a conjunction, but it is now. It has moved this way, the sun, because here's the south node. And so the sun and Venus and Mercury have all moved past the south node by this November 8th, Tuesday, 6:02 a.m. Eastern Time, Washington, 3:02 a.m. Pacific Time. So this is Election Day morning. It looks to me like so much early voting has already happened. It looks to me like there are big changes. Uranus is change based on the moon, which is the public, so we're headed in this direction. This is all feminine energy. This is family energy. The moon rules the public, family, our roots. It rules everything to do with feminine cycles of reproduction. And when it's in Taurus and opposing the sun in Scorpio, you have those polarities right there. Again, women's safety and self-preservation, comparing deeply with Venus. It's like Venus is here, right? Venus is here, and Venus is also here because Venus rules Taurus. So put Venus here. And again, let's put Pluto here, right? So just keep that in your mind when you're moving forward. This is what's on the table. This is huge. With the tarot, we could put, hold on, where's my deck? Let's do this. The tarot, we could put the Fool here because it's a brand new start. We could also put the Empress here because it's all things Taurus. And then when it comes to, for those of you who are more tarot integrated, let's do it this way. So here we go. This is Scorpio. Up here with Pluto, we've got the devil. Oh no, right? And then also we could put the Tower here because there's Uranian energy there. So, but the Empress, I mean, just look at the image on that card. Look at that, right? And then do we want to, which way are we going? We're going to break things apart, I think. And then, let's see, we also have Judgment. This is probably not well, it's like surrendering, I suppose. Judgment is ruled by Pluto. Saturn rules the World card, and that's up here squaring. So, squaring the nodes. Saturn, 18 degrees, Uranus, 16 degrees. Saturn is up here going, okay, we need new rules. And it's direct. It's no longer retrograde. It's now direct. Okay, retrograde's over. It's time to move forward. Yeah, it's still in the shadow for some time. Until actually, I think next year, January next year. It has to get past like 25 degrees Aquarius, I think. So, but anyway, are we going to take this guy's hand of fear and let ourselves be manipulated like that anymore? I don't think so. I think we can turn this into the reversal meaning, which is being free. Because nobody has control like that over us. Right? Can you feel me getting angry? So we need to trust that things will come full circle, right? This is ruled by Saturn because Saturn's up here, and Saturn is with that square to the nodes. We're in that position of because Saturn moves Uranus moves much more slower than Saturn. So Uranus is the ruling factor here, breaking things up, right? But Saturn's up here saying, okay, well, we need new laws and we need to reinforce them. Well, do we have to knock some judges off the bench somehow to do that, off of SCOTUS, or what? Like, what's going to happen there? I'm not sure on that one. I'd have to do some reading. That's the other thing with astrology. It's really hard to predict, especially when Uranus is there. It means literally unpredictable. So this is where we all have to exercise our free will and get out and vote. And with spiritual law, I would say that we're probably going to be fine because we have Neptune here in this triple trine to this whole, see now these are all joined together, so there's a lot of strength there. With Mercury is our voting power. Mercury is the messenger. Mercury literally rules votes. And it's exactly opposite Uranus. It's definitely going to upset the apple cart here. The moon is unpredictable. Uranus, any EMS or firefighter or hospital, technician on all levels, they know what things are like during a full moon. Right? So all of this is on the table here. And the sun coming in, shining the spotlight on the future that we're headed towards. And I think there's a lot of pissed off people, and of all ages, of all genders, of all however we identify, that's all on the table. And nobody wants to be controlled. Again, it's like, let's put the devil up there. And that doesn't work well in in Aquarius, because Aquarius wants to be free. They don't like being pigeonholed. And then, if that's not enough, we have so Neptune holding spiritual law for including everyone in Pisces, and Jupiter is now retrograde right there. It'll go back, I think only to like 26 or so, I think. Yeah, no, actually only 28. It's only going to go back 1 degree. And then it'll go forward, but that won't happen until next year, I think February. But anywho, then this trine here, so there's a flow, a connection of energy to Mars, and Mars in Gemini brings in, because remember, Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, but in this situation, just think of the combination here that is so good for gathering information, learning new things. We're headed in that direction. We all want to learn the truth. And yeah, it's squaring Neptune. And so Mercury here, Mars here in Gemini, and Jupiter here in Pisces squaring Mars. And Mars is going to be sitting there till Mars is going to be in Gemini until next March. This is the bullshit meter going off in our heads. And we know what's happened in the past. We do not want to go back. I heard Joe Biden say the other day that every generation has to fight for democracy. Yeah, sadly, that's the case. So this is the full moon. I think I might be kind of tapping into, I think my, come on, we got to smell the cat box kind of energy and get it changed, change things out. We've been there, we know it, and now I really feel like women, because remember Venus is ruling the future here, because Venus rules Taurus. This has to do with what we care about most, what is most important. And the Republican Party is running on this ridiculous, well, it has to do with safety and gun rights and blah, 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 and all this, and money, inflation. They're running on inflation. Well, you know what? Just think about what it'd be like if you have 5 kids to feed instead of 2. Or if your wife dies in childbirth. Or if you want to have a child, but you don't think you'll get like what if you were thinking about getting pregnant and giving birth, and something happens that your body is not, what if your blood pressure goes crazy high, or what if you have an ectopic pregnancy, or what if there's some reason that you do have to have a DNC or any type of medical procedure, and then you have to wait and get permission to have the procedure. No, none of that should be happening, and that is what's on the table. So when they're talking about inflation and money, we're in that realm of Taurus to Scorpio, but any idiot can just do the math in their head and think about the fact that if we don't have safety, we can't build. If we don't have health care, reproductive rights, if we don't have freedoms over our own, creating our, under the pursuit of happiness or whatever, creating our own lives, we don't have anything. So if we don't have that, then that's what we will be fighting for. But we've already fought for that. So that's where next chart is the USA Constitution. And you can see Venus is on the midheaven. So remember, the midheaven has to do with how we participate with society. In Scorpio, we will fight for it. We see it as a crisis point if we're not, we will dig our heels in, and we see it as a crisis point, if we're not being honored. We will resource with each other as much as possible. And Venus is right there on that, it's within 8 degrees, so almost 9. So it's close enough. But the ninth house, again, is courts of law. And Venus is moving this way. The Sun, Mercury will get there first. But Venus is right there and will be there through this, through the election. There could be some recounts. There's that possibility. We're learning what we really care about. The IC is our roots, right? And then the midheaven, it's so important because it shows the natural direction of the, trajectory of the, well, that's redundant, but it shows the trajectory. God. It shows the natural trajectory that we're on, the natural direction we're headed. And Venus, again, women, money, safety, and we are going to fight for that. We're fighting for that. We will continue to fight for that until we have it back. So, when it comes to winning the election, when it comes to how the Democrats will do, I can say that it's unpredictable here. I mean, if I just look at it astrologically, it's unpredictable here, with this polarity, but we're headed in this direction of women's rights and big changes because we all want more safety. Again, Venus is down here. So let's go ahead and use some cards and see because, we have, the ninth house also, hold on. The ninth house is also a higher mind, education that is something more than just, like grade school. Third house is also has to do with communities, also has to do with, so communities being shaken up with Uranus there, the way we come together, I think, there's the polarity going on, of course, because we do have if you just want to get in alignment with like a religious extremist type of thing, then, which is just insane. I mean, I've said this so many times. It's insane to even have the argument because obviously the spirit doesn't enter the body until the baby takes its first breath. I mean, it's even, that is in so many spiritual texts that there's no reason to argue it if you think it through. But these people don't. They want to go with just like this harsh, rigid rule. Well, the ninth house doesn't have harsh, rigid rules. And the moon in Sag can be, very self-righteous. There's that possibility. But then they go through evolution and learn. So let me just go ahead and use some cards. So my question is, how are we going to do? Let me make some room here. How are we going to do with the midterms? Let's use this crazy, stupid little deck. Hold on, where's the book so I can tell you which one it is? It's called The Housewives Tarot. Women vacuuming. They might as well had her barefoot and pregnant, right? But let's just see, like, how are the women going to do? It's a 1950s type of a deck. And I'll just leave the cards upright. But let's see, how's it going to go for the Democrats? How are the Democrats going to do with the midterms? Well, we still have 2024 coming, but this could make a big difference next year as to who has the control over the House and the Senate. Do we keep control? Do we win? Do we lose? What do we do? How's it going to go? It all depends who gets out and votes this next week, right? Or next 2 weeks. Okay. How are the Democrats going to do? Yep, making choices. Hopefully not just having a six-pack and thinking about it. Here's our biggest, yeah, there we go. There's our biggest. I'll hold these cards up and show them to you in a minute. Okay, I just heard draw 7 cards, not 5. Okay, so here's our process. And I'm not even going to look at the cards until we get there. 4, 5, how are we going to do? 6, 7. Wow. Okay. And of course, I will look at the cards on the bottom. I might use the Lenormand too, just for fun. Okay, cards at the bottom are pretty good. All right, but let's look at these first. These cards are either going to piss us off with the old-timey images or make us laugh. Okay. 7 of Cups is choices, options. We can't be in Dreamtime fantasy land that says, you know, basically, make a choice. You have to decide. We have lots and lots of options, but then again, right now, I feel it's more of a test, because the 7s are always about decisions and tests. Right? And here we go. It's like, should we have just basic, well, these are all friggin' alcohol, I think. But maybe this is like a soda. Maybe this is iced tea. I don't know. But we can't numb out about this. These are the forces in motion. This is the situation we are all sitting in. Honestly, I think that the big test is to just go towards, and I do like the blue edge, is to just go vote blue across the ticket no matter what. I mean, if you have 2 Democrats to choose from, then pick the better choice of those. But 8 of Swords being our biggest challenge is, of course, the biggest challenge is who wants to be on a skewer like a piece of bacon. Oh my God. Right? Who wants to be restricted? The biggest challenge is, so straight up, it's of course the biggest, feeling trapped. The biggest thing is feeling trapped, feeling like like we have no power, like we're back in victimhood, feeling isolated. But when it's in the challenge position, then we reverse it and we're free. So that's the biggest challenges to our freedom, right? Okay, but how are we going to do? 10 of Pentacles. Wow. This is all generations getting up and out and voting. So these cards look pretty good, but I wouldn't say sit home and not do anything about it. Get your ass out there and vote, right? Exercise your free will, because that's what the Wheel of Fortune's all about. So, but this is 3 generations with this card. And what is our legacy? What do we want to keep? Something's going to die. There is some big change. Look at that. Salmonella. Oh my God, look at this. It's like, don't eat that. We don't want that, potato salad anymore that we know it's been flies and everything all over it. This is our Scorpio card. Big changes. So, big changes to family legacies if we don't join together. So here's the process, right? This is what's at stake. Family safety and legacies are on the chopping block, and under big changes, transition, other keywords with the death card. I look at it as death, rebirth. But it's a transition, right? which you have to go through the change, and otherwise you don't get the new start. And then we have the Two of Cups, which has to do with coming together and bringing, forces together that are so strong that we have happiness. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, this is good. This is actually really, really good, because this is a turning point that creates something that's happy, right? She's holding up 3 fingers there. Oh, she's saying what she wants, I guess. She's choosing number 3. That's interesting. Anyway, Wheel of Fortune's a good card. And then with the Page of Pentacles, this is a goal that we're setting. The Pentacles to me are anything physical, and, this kid's like grabbing plates and putting them on the table, I suppose. But really, I think this is like help from the younger kids with the votes. That's what I'm getting there. Because it's not just, it's everything to them, right? It's their reproductive rights, but it's also gun safety. And they've had it. I think they've had it. And then with the Six of Cups, this is, this card I think is ruled by Taurus. It's a card of reunification. It's a card of happiness. It's a card of protecting the young children, right? Because if we go with what the Republicans want us to endure, we can't have an abortion if we're raped, even if we're a child. In so many states, it's the, no exclusions, basically. It's like, who do they think we are? How stupid do they think we are that we're going to go for that? This is a card of healing. This is a card of reunification with the past. And this would be getting Roe v. Wade back and overturned. And then with the Knight of Wands here, this is something happening really quickly. Like, he's coming in to, I guess, unclog your toilet. God. Okay. Yeah. Right? I mean, my goodness. So the Knights always bring in movement. With the Knight of Wands, we're talking confidence, and a big change that can happen really fast. Okay, so that looks pretty good with the tarot. Let's use the Lenormand. And I think I could use the, I'm not sure how many cards I can fit here. Let me see. Do I need to put my, yeah. Hold on. I think I'm going to put my, give me one moment. I'm going to raise my camera up. Hold on. Okay, so that should be up high enough. And this is the Golden Dreams Lenormand. Or Lenormand, or you can call it the Lennies. Let's see, do I have them? Yeah, I have them straight up. Okay. So, let's do 10 cards. How will the midterms go? How will the 2022 midterms go for the Democrats? And I do have a playlist. It's just that I think the last time I checked in was, I don't know. I've been checking it. Lisa and I have been checking in every live stream. I just, sometimes I'll ask about different states and then I forget what I've gotten. So, but then again, this one is an update. So let's go with, as of this last couple weeks with the eclipses, how will the Democrats do? November 8th, 2022. How will the Democrats do with the midterms? 1, 2. You know what? I realized, I think I forgot. Did I forget to look at the bottom of the deck? with that when I was doing the tarot. I think we had, yeah, I think I did. I think I forgot. I remember it was the Four of Pentacles. Here's the bottom. Oh, you guys, check it out. Oh, man, I'm glad I just now remembered. Thank you, my guides. It was like, wait, because I flashed on this card in my brain. And then I'm like, wait, where did I see that? Yeah, this was at the bottom of the deck with the tarot. Okay, so Four of Pentacles is holding strong. Strength card, yeah, we're going to scrub out whatever's not good for us. This is good. Three of Cups, we'll be celebrating. And look how we have the little baby there. Aw. Okay. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah, maybe we'll be celebrating with a drink. Looks like it, according to this deck. That's pretty good. Okay, do I have 10 cards here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. And of course, I will see what's on the bottom of this deck too, which is right over here. Let's do this. Okay, the ring brings in commitment. Mice is not good. Oh, this is the best though. Okay. Oh, let me just get the cards laid out. I'll figure this out. Oh, goodness. Okay. These look pretty good. Yeah, it might take some time. There might be recounts in some states. There's that possibility. Okay, so where's my chopstick? Here we go. The balloon is being the theme. This is the best card in the entire deck. This is like dreams coming true. It's like our Nine of Cups card. And it's also like the Six of Wands card, where we have, you know, just think about looking up in the sky. We have recognition with the Six of Wands. Think about looking up in the sky. I mean, I see these every once in a while. I look at my window like, whoa, look at that out there. Oh, man, check it out. It's a hot air balloon. So you're noticed. So the way the Democrats are going to do is being noticed for, I think, protecting not only the vote, but children. So being seen in a whole new way. There's a lot of us coming together with the ring. The ring has to do with commitment. So the balloon, so these two cards are bookending. Hold on, I'm getting tons of information. A little too quick. Slow down. Okay. I love the blue. These two bookends here are saying that there's a unity and commitment. We have alliances. This is a big yes card. We have a brand new, like, I hear a pact, a new pact. And this is the votes. The letter card is most definitely the votes. And these two cards, so we're reading these two cards together. So there's a huge commitment to the vote, and it knights down here to the child card, which is it could be on the 8th. It could start out small, and then it develops and gets to something bigger. The balloon, so victory and wishes. Now remember, the top row weighs down onto the bottom row, has more control. With the victory and the public recognition and major success, because we've done what? We've banded together. We've been trying to minimize the toxicity. But the balloon here, I mean, look at all this blue. This card is knighting to the anchor and the hourglass. I don't know that we're going to know right away on November 8th, but I think we're victoriously in. And But there are some obstacles, some things that are going to take some time. Our hourglass card here has to do with maybe having to wait a while, having to be patient. There could be some disagreements, but they might be, well, yeah, because we have obstacles. The votes being counted could take some time, but then we also have some obstacles. But then again, I mean, I like the blue here, but the mountain card can be delays. So delays to counting the votes. It's going to take a little bit to get across that threshold in counting the votes. With the Crossroads card, again, this is our options and our choices. There could be, sometimes this has to do with distractions that keep us from getting across. I'm knighting cards here now. Across the threshold, there could be some distraction. Mice can distract as well. But there's a trail, you know, because they poop wherever they go. Then again, there could be a minimization of distractions. You know what I'm feeling like it's going to be is on the news talking about fraud, talking about, well, shoot, you know what, I feel like we're just going to, honestly, to just sit back and look at all these cards together to try and get a cohesive message. I feel like we're going to hold the House and the Senate, but it's going to be, it's not going to be big like we want it to be. Like, because we want this, right? There's going to be a minimization of this big that we want, right? And the GOP is going to probably cause some recounts in some states and probably, you know, cry fraud and things like that. Yeah. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We've got the man, heart, dog, garden. So think logically about what you care about. Trust that we have protection. And the garden has to do with, you know, social media, has to do with all of the networks that come together and make the connections and our interactions with each other. It has to do with the public. Yeah, I think we're going to have success, honestly. Let me go ahead and do a little bit more. I mean, I think I could quit while I'm ahead here, but I want the truth. I don't want what I want with my head. I want the truth. I mean, we do have a lot of blue there, just here and here. I was asking, how's it going to go for the Dems? Let's see what's, actually, let's do this. What's the result? Let's ask for what is the end result for the Dems? When it's all said and done, counts are done. When things are done. When things are all done. How will the Dems be feeling? How will us Democrats be feeling when it's all done? Tell you what I heard in a minute. Oh, there's that archway again. We've gotten through a threshold and it's done, it's over. Choices have been made. Solid and grounded, a new choice, solid and grounded. Protected, more protection. Yay, solution has come through. Yeah, because we joined together. Again, look at that big blue sapphire there. And then you saw me reshuffle. and that we've won the vote. Okay. So, no, that doesn't work with this new tablecloth. Okay. I think, so what I was hearing in my head was happy as a clam. So bottom line, we're going to get across this threshold. It's going to be a new beginning, major transformation. This goes with the Scorpio, Pluto energy. We might have to let go of, the past to get across that threshold. And then with the coffin, this shows the painful place that we've been. This is, it's an ending on some level. It can be a loss if people are thinking about maybe relationships that they've lost over this. I mean, there is that. That's the other thing, is like, we're going to find out like who are real friends and family members, like what they are really aligned with. And it might be that over this next couple of weeks, man, because when you're in those realms of self-preservation and people trying to, control, you find out who your true friends are, right? And then you make new choices based on that. And you're literally at the crossroads. You're having to make a new choice. It's a turning point. And then with the child card, then we make that new start. Again, family and family roots, health decisions, karmic patterns. It's the way our brains work, and it's our DNA. There's so much in this card. And it's knighting down here to the ring and joining together with the alliances that matter. Then we have protection and a new solution. So there's like a painful loss, but there's this new solution, and we are victorious here with the vote, with our vote. Man, and new laws need to be put in place, but how we're going to do after the midterms, what do we do? What do we do with the stench that's on the bench, right? As to quote Justice Sonia Sotomayor, what do we do with, how do we get this stench off the bench, basically, is what she was saying. Right? That's the problem. So, but anyway, I think, Lisa and I will continue to, keep checking in. Tuesday, we have our live stream together. Tomorrow, we have our live stream together. We will read on anything you guys want for the allotted time. Can't stay for too long, but we'll do our best. And we can, check in. And then also Tuesday on the midterms. I would think most people want to be glued to their TVs, but we'll still come on and read. And but tomorrow we're dressing up for Halloween, so if you guys want to dress up with us, we'll say hi to you, chat, and make fun. We can all make fun of each other, have some fun, and yeah. So we'll see you Tuesday. I'll get this uploaded today, and then we're here in our hearts with you. All of us readers are here with you. So feel free to drop in new questions. Maybe you'll think of something that I missed. But anyway, I'm going to get this uploaded for you for now. And sending you lots of love, as always. Okay, take good care. Bye.